Hey, you guys. So you want to pick your money professionals in this order. So when you're looking to master your money, master your finances, and take that next step, this is the order that I recommend that you go in. And I wanted to throw this video up because I see all sorts of angles sometimes when I meet clients of mine, and I'm a financial planner just for reference. Sometimes I meet people where I'm the first step in all of this, and that's fine. And that's generally how I like it too. And I'll explain why. But sometimes, though, the financial planner would be maybe the third or fourth or one of the last things people use. So they may already have a realtor that they go through for many transactions if they bought a house or whatnot. I've had some where they've had a mortgage loan officer, who's acted as their essentially as their financial planner, really, for the most part for them, because they didn't know it existed. That's they bought a house and that's all they knew too as well. For a lot of folks, it's just a CPA or an EA, of course, so whoever does their taxes. That's kind of their person. They guide them through everything. But so they come to me at all kinds of certain points of their life and just everything in this. So this is not an order you have to attain by too, but I do want to explain the differences between everything, really. I like to catch people where I am their point of contact first and foremost on all things money. So I can just save them a lot of steps and train them and save them a lot of time, obviously, on all of this too. And honestly, the basis of all your money starts with a financial plan for the most part, and it comes down to following that plan. And there's a step of things that will help you guide. So a really good financial planner is essentially like a quarterback to a team or a general manager to a business, etc. Because what happens is I can tell you when it makes sense to do the next step in your plan, such as buy a house, such as outsourcing your taxes to a CPA because you have complexity, such as taking care of the legal stuff like a trust, essentially, or any kind of estate planning too down the road. And I have contacts I can refer out to all of these too as well, or people that I already trust and already work with and already send my clients to. So usually you want to start with a money person. That money person is going to be your financial planner, and you want to have one that you get along with, that you trust, obviously, and that you can build a long-term relationship with. And it's not transactional, that business in general. It is, again, a long-term partnership in so many ways. So you want to have full trust in this person where you can delegate all the money that you earn to them and they handle everything. And there's a lot more a financial planner or advisor does than just the portfolio stuff. Again, a good one really will ask all the right questions on everything money, everything behavioral, and just be thinking about you, not only this year and the now, but also in 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, in your retirement, in your 60s, and then even beyond you for your estate, obviously, too, as well. So a good one's worth so much too. And then, like I said, next would be your taxes. Typically, usually until there's complexity, we'll want to we'll want to have you just essentially doing it yourself online through any of the services like TaxSlayer or um, all the online services. Really, you can do that. You don't need to essentially have a tax person because there's an increased cost there when you outsource it to file. However, taxes suck. No one enjoys doing them for the most part, that I know, at least. Um, so having a good tax person does matter for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. When you have that complexity, especially, so when you have, maybe when you buy your first house, that could be a trigger because you just really don't like doing taxes. But if you start to accrue multiple rentals, if you're self-employed at all, that I would probably argue that you need one, and it's totally worth it too as well. And this can be, again, bookkeepers, accountants, CPAs, EAs. Essentially, these are all tax people. That makes a lot of sense for you to outsource, all that work to every year, because it's just your time is so much better spent elsewhere, essentially. And you want to make sure you have that representation too as well if you ever get audited and whatnot too. So again, a CPA they can represent you in case of an audit. Real estate people is usually next, although number 2 and 3 can be interchangeable here, kind of in the order of operations in your professionals. You want to have real estate, well, I should personally, you want to have real estate people because there are multiple entities here. So when your financial planner says, great, you're good to go, you can buy your first house. Here's the guidelines on it. Here's how much we got to put down. We know you have it. We've been putting away with that purpose for it. Here's, the debt to income requirements and restrictions who they're going to have. Here's how underwriting looks. Here's the process of everything, along the way, and all the acronyms and terms and the 100-page DocuSign. You got to, all the stuff. What's a closing date, etc. So again, real estate people here will be a realtor or agent, essentially. They're going to help you shop homes, put in offers, negotiate certain things on your part too as well with the seller who's listing. Typically, I go to them after I have people go ahead and get with a mortgage loan officer that I can refer them to, because it really starts there with the mortgage loan officer essentially to get a pre-qualification or pre-approval letter. Then you're going to take that to a realtor who's then going to show you stuff. A lot of times people won't even show you homes until you have that pre-approval or pre-qual letter essentially from a mortgage loan officer. So speaking to them, or a mortgage loan officer is a lender essentially too. Speaking to them, they're going to get you a real budget for yourself. And again, if it all works really well here, all this stuff, they're always going to, you or them, the professional's always going to CC the advisor or the financial planner on all of this too as well, so that there's open communication across the board and everyone just is up to speed. So again, mortgage loan officer, then a realtor agent, because you put in offers and get your house closed on, etc. If you're looking at scaling into rentals, you want to add physical real estate as a hard asset in part of your financial plan, that's totally fine too. In that case, we're going to want to get you with the property manager, because we do not want you getting tenant calls essentially to fix stuff. We don't want you dealing with contracting. Your time's more valuable at the job that you do already, that you're good at. You do, again, much respect to all property managers out there. It is well worth the money that you pay them, in my opinion, too, to help you scale that portfolio up of your rentals. They're also a layer. This leads into the fourth person, but property managers also are kind of a nice layer, a third party that in between you and the tenants as you build wealth too as well. Because again, you don't want to. You can get sued if you own rentals. Tenant can sue you if you don't post proper notices. You can get in trouble, and it's all different state by state. So put that professional in place. Get that done. Number 4 is going to be a legal person, and this is going to be attorneys and all type of attorneys here too. You could have, you may need one that's just like a family attorney for general practice, a general practitioner, essentially, if you will, just to represent you in case you ever get sued for who knows whatever. Usually I'm referring my people here after they've accrued some wealth or when they're at a certain age. Usually this is later in life, like 50s or 60s. It can't happen earlier though, of course, but we're looking at looking at an estate attorney. So we're looking to get their trust knocked out, whichever type, and there's all kinds of this. Obviously, trust and language too within this, but we want to get one formed. We want to have peace of mind moving into retirement or moving into an older age, that this is the flow of the assets that we built over our life. And again, just having it there, having it set up too is usually beneficial for most people. So that's why you need a legal person as well too. And if you do all this stuff right with all your money, basically, you're going to have a sizable amount of assets. And so that's why you do want to eventually have a legal person essentially as well. But again, going back to number 1 here, have a money person, have them in full communication always with all these people. If you went out of order here and you already have, a real estate guy or girl basically, or a CPA too, it's cool. Loop them in with a financial planner, get them introduced. If they're professionals, they're not going to fight each other and, blah, blah, blah. Just have them all done. Because remember, think of that money person, that financial planner, as that QB, essentially on the team too. And they're going to introduce you to all the other parties and make sure all your money is right for your entire life, the whole thing, and that you, again, can enjoy all the things that you enjoy that don't involve all this complexity of money stuff. Hope that helps with your order. Good luck, guys.